Mpox has been reported in the Democratic Republic of the Congo for more than a decade, and the number of cases reported each year has increased steadily over that period. Last year, reported cases increased significantly, and already the number of cases reported so far this year has exceeded last year's total, with more than 14,000 cases and 524 deaths. Today, the emergency committee met and advised me that, in its view, the situation constitutes a public health emergency of international concern. I have accepted that advice. The detection and rapid spread of a new clade of Mpox in eastern DRC, its detection in neighboring countries that had not previously reported Mpox, and the potential for further spread within Africa and beyond is very worrying. In addition to other outbreaks of other clades of Mpox in other parts of Africa, it's clear that a coordinated international response is essential to stop these outbreaks and save lives.
Here we go again. So Shalom, Yahshua Allah. I want to start off first things first, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashil, Yahweh Shab, Bahashil Rakadash, which in the Pele Hebrew tongue is correct name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Double honor to the apostle elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to your sister brothers living in this truth, and Shalom to you brothers and sisters that's listening and studying to show yourselves approved. Shalom. Now, as you just seen from the CDC director, they're trying to get their fear pumping again, spreading pestilences. You know, the scriptures told us that Esau, Edom, so-called white man, would do that. So now they're talking about monkeypox in Africa, the Congo, and it's spreading. You know, and it seems like right now they just not reported a case outside of it. So how I'm like, how you gonna cause and do a emergency declaration on something that's not a global pandemic yet? So it's kind of like them jumping the gun. So this is them, you know, letting us know that this is the next move they want to take, because they've been trying to get it off the ground. Because remember, we heard about monkeypox. What was it, last year? They tried to get some legs on it. It didn't go nowhere. They've been running other pestilences, and it seems like it's not going nowhere, because what they fail to realize is you done lost the trust of the public. Plus, since everybody done drunk a bunch of juice, they feel secure because they done drunk about 6 or 7 rounds of juice. So they feel like they're safe. So that move they pulled last time is not going to work this time like it did back then. That shows you this devil's wisdom is gone. But nonetheless, they have to fulfill biblical prophecy and spread pestilences, which that goes into diseases. And Esau's the one spreading it. You know, make no ifs and buts about it. It's Esau Edom doing that on purpose. I noticed some always happen big in the Congo. Let you know it must be some big time diamonds, lithium, some precious type of resources in the Congo. Because they done spread Ebola there. They done spread the Marburg there. And now monkeypox is there. So something big is in the Congo that this devil wants. Because he's trying to get rid of those Hamites, which are Africans. And then at the same time, he going to cause a global pandemic to scare the public so they can get them ready for this beast system. And I don't see it really working like that. But nonetheless, here we go. So I got to report it. Plus, they're throwing out all kinds of pestilences. Because check this out, Yasharallah. Because when I look in my group chat, I try to send some, I always try to send information to the Akim, and they won't let you send certain articles in a group chat anymore. I had to send it individually. And they're talking about now what's it say? Parvo, which I only heard of dogs getting it. I heard of only a few humans getting it. Parvo is spreading, according to the CVC. And that's probably because Esau, messing with these dogs. Because a dude that used to run shows on BBC just got caught messing with a bunch of dogs. Think he got some jail time. So Esau Edom is sick like that. Then they're talking about the Oropouche virus done hit Europe. In fact, we're going to pull that one up. I'm like, what the heck is that? So this devil, he throwing everything out on the kitchen sink. So Esau Edom, the so-called white man's in desperation mode. So with him being in desperation mode, he's going to spread a bunch of pestilences that Yahweh Bashar Shah called for. So check this out. It says, health officials have issued a warning to travelers after 19 cases of the insect-borne illness Arapuche, I think that's how you pronounce it, virus was confirmed for the first time ever in Europe. So this is something new. And they got it out of insect. It says, those who have tested positive for the virus have recently returned from holiday in Cuba and Brazil. It said return from a holiday in Cuba and Brazil, returned from. So they're trying to say, they got it in Europe and they went to Brazil and Cuba. So they're trying to say this could be a global pandemic. So the devil has a lot of little flavors he's throwing out there to get the fear going. But as I survey the atmosphere of my job, and nobody is being afraid of these pestilences being spread. The number one thing I notice everybody's afraid of, especially Edomites, is Donald Trump going to jail. So if Esau was smart, he should run that narrative and run that panic to scare the people. That's the number one thing Esau is afraid of, because they believe Donald Trump is going to save the economy, and that's what they're afraid of. All this pestilence talk is really falling on deaf ears, man. They going about their daily. Jake don't give a damn. Long Jake got some bread, he good. So I see if he gonna run this to get their medical lockdown, they're gonna have to use that by force. They're gonna need a military backing, because the people are not gonna do what they did last time. I don't see them masking up. I don't see them social distancing. And plus, they're going to say, I already had my juice, so I shouldn't have to do that. So I'm looking at E like, man, you're not running a good game plan, dude. And then they just throwing stuff out there, because they also ran a cyber attack trying to say everybody's Social Security was leaked on the internet, on the black web. So they just, basically, Esau is putting fear out there. He's putting it out there because that's how they get their plans through. They scare the people into the way they want them to go and order out of chaos. That's how they do. And so this is all this is. And they're throwing everything out there. There's new 1.9 variants running out. Like you said, we just read about, what's that, Aura Poche? I've never heard of that. Provo, monkeypox, and look for many more. Marburg, they're going to throw all kind of pestilences out there to scare the people. And I don't see it working. So let's get to our first scripture. Let's go to, this prophecy is going hard and heavy right now. So this is Matthew 24:7. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Matter of fact, I want to start at the top. Salaki, let me start at 24:6, because it's prophecy in that. And it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. We're in there right now. Right now, it's rumored that Iran is going to strike Israel, the Israelis. That's rumored right now. So that prophecy is going into play. Everybody waiting for Iran to do some missile attack or do something. And right now we are at war. NATO, Ukraine, just evaded Russia. So we do have wars. And it says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Exactly. We know that mark of the beast has to go out. And they're prepping that now. Hence why they're throwing out all these pestilences to get the medical field activated. Because that's going to all lead to the MOTB, which is the mark of the beast. And here we go in verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation. You got Ishmael, Elam, which is your Middle Eastern, your East Indians, are fighting Edomites right now. Edomites are your so-called white man. They're fighting in Europe right now. And it's going to lead to all the nations fighting each other. Jacob versus Esau. Jacob versus Moab. Moab versus Esau. Edomites. You're going to see all these nations bang, especially when that food gets short. And it says, in kingdom against kingdom. We're seeing that. Ukraine is invading Russia. Iran said they're going to attack the Israelis. Those are different kingdoms. And they're all about to fight. And it says, and there should be famines. That's what's going to further increase all of that, the war, and all the nations fighting each other. And pestilences. When you go into pestilence, it goes into a disease, a virus, a plague. And that's what these devils is talking about constantly in my news feed. It's a different pestilence popping up. And they always spreading rapidly. It spread like this. So I'm like, oh man, here we go. And I'm like, you already done ran this game before. I'm like, I don't see it working like that. Nonetheless, you're gonna see people drop down and be unalive from sicknesses and illnesses. That's going to happen. Plus everybody done drunk some juice. They about to start part dropping like flies, and then Esau just come with a fake story, say, well, oh, it's the new mega virus. You better go get this to avoid that. And people be, so simple that they'll think it's the virus. Really, it's just a bunch of hoopla, to make you go get some other stuff, and you're going to go get it. And that's how Esau Edom rolls. And it said, and earthquakes in diverse places. You got earthquakes popping up everywhere right now. California, all kind of places. And it's also going to the uproars of the people. Europe going crazy. You got Venezuela going crazy. Who else is riding? Bangladesh, Kenya, certain spots in Africa, and then like Babylon the Great, America about to start riding as well, especially if Donald Trump doesn't get what he's supposed to get. So be on the lookout for that. And then verse 8, all these are beginning of sorrows, because a lot of people about to start dropping like flies and getting judgment. And then like it's gonna be hard times. People then put themselves in the house of David and it's truth. So this food gonna get short. They're gonna be fighting over the last can of oodles and noodles. And there's gonna be a lot of bloodshed for that. They did not listen to the prophets. They did not hearken. We told them, perilous times is coming. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Because you just seen, they're about to start censoring information. I can't send Akim certain articles anymore. They'll just bleep it out. Because you're going to send one person at a time. They don't want no more mass sharing of information. So this truth will be a part of that. Especially when like they start to say people dropping down from certain pestilences. You can talk to each other on social media. You can find out if it's true or not. Now, if they take away social media, the only media that's going to be putting it out is going to be your mainstream media, which Esau Edom, that he controls that. He controls the narrative on it. And they're going to scare people to go drink more juice, which will further accelerate their judgment. Because it's showing a lack of faith. The Lord said, trust in me. Get the herbs. Do what I say. Don't run to the devil and go get no juice. He's not giving no good stuff out. And that's where we at in prophecy right now. And then they're running, they know, see, that's how you know we in what they call a poly crisis. In the back of the mind of think tanks, they know that this pestilence spreading might not work like that. So what's the next phase? Cyberattacks. I'm going to affect your money. And they know, like I know, that's how you get a Babylonian's attention. That's how you scare them. You think you going to the bank to pull out your little paycheck, your couple thousands or your hundreds, whatever you made to pay your bills. And they tell you like, hey man, we got hacked. You can't get no money. We ain't got no money for you. Man, people going to panic. And then a quick testimony, Yashrala. I had an Edomite that worked next to me, Edomite co-worker. He said that somebody did identity theft on him, bought a car in Tennessee, and now the credit card company's calling him, trying to get that money out of him. He talking about he ain't paying them nothing because he didn't make that purchase. So that's just something I'm hearing, man. That's one person I know that's been affected by these cyber attacks. If that's true, that's coming from Esau. But the way he reacted, all angry and hollering, it looked like it was real. It looked like he really lost $30,000 because I'd be mad too. And that devil was red hot. He was talking about hurting people. He left work early because he was so upset. So things like this can't be happening because he said they weren't trying to hurt him. They was trying to put him on the hook for that $30,000. He like, I'm not paying that. Y'all better, fix that and, write that off. I didn't get no credit card. Yeah, somebody got a credit card in his name. They probably got a social and they bought a car in Tennessee. $30,000. He said they ran the credit card up $30,000. He one of them Edomites that got money, got good credit. So they was able to get a good credit card, and man, $30,000, yeah, that's a lot of money to be playing with. And that devil was hot. He was real hot. He turned real red, Yashrala, real red. And then he went home, and he was up there talking about hurting people, talking about slitting throats and stuff like that. I was like, golly, you know. So it's gonna get bad like that. We're in the beginning of sorrows, and people are gonna get upset, especially if they losing money like that. That's just one person that I know of. So if everybody's information got leaked, and somebody can, you know, with your information, go buy something in your name and run up 30, 50,000, man, you talk about chaos. That's chaos. And then you got pestilence be spreading, and Esau might start bringing his little, you know, troops in. Put your mask on, social distancing. Man, they not going for that. That's how you know there's got to be sedition among men, because a lot of people are not about to go through what they went through with their last situation. They try to do a medical lockdown. I don't see Edomites doing it anymore because they see it coming. They like, I'm not about to comply. They're calling the CDC unconstitutional. That's the Edomites' job is saying. So I can smell that civil war brewing up. So I'm looking at the elites like, okay, you keep pushing these people, they will rebel, which that's what they want. That's what they want, because then they can call martial law, and then they can, you know, put their hands on the real target, with the children of Yasharallah, the children of Israel, which will lead to full-blown Jacob's trouble. And he, you know, when he get mad, anybody can get it. Like, if I was that dude's wife, I would be very afraid. You know, Esau can't handle things like that. And the way he was upset and talk about hurting people, he might hurt her. Who knows? They said avoid an Edomite right now. Like, should no Eve be with no Edomite, because they can't handle adversity. That devil went home because he got that phone call, and he say they wouldn't. They was trying to stick that 30 racks to him, that 30,000. So look for that to upset people. You got pestilences, because you still got people that believe in it. They love their mask and drink any type of juice you give them. They're still out there. And they'll use them to flip on the ones of us that don't want to comply with the new medical lockdown. If they take it that far, we'll see. I'll stay on my watch. But as brothers have been reporting and less has been shown, these devils are trying to spread them pestilences again. And a lot of them. That's what I noticed. Y'all show up through the spirit. They trying to, it's all kinds of them. So they just throwing flavors out there like, which one's going to get the most panic? Because monkeypox looks horrible. So they can scare people. I'm looking like you're going to need something more than some skin-to-skin contact. You need something airborne and visible. Because with monkeypox, people can avoid that. So I don't see that striking that much fear in people. But we'll see. You know, and I wasn't going to make this a long lesson. I just wanted to show, like, these devils are spreading pestilences, and they're also doing cyber attacks. And the whole point of those moves is to create fear and panic, so they can corral the people in the area they want them to go. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, we know what area they're steering the people into. And that's that MOTB, the mark of the beast. That's where they're funneling the people right there. Oh, and I'm hearing too, Yasharallah, that Canada and Australia are putting their digital ID online. I'm going to do a lesson on that separately on its own. But that's what I'm hearing. So it looks like it's about to be go time. That's these devils is trying to really get their mojo going. So with that, let's I'm gonna end off with one more. Because we got these plagues coming in. It's gonna be the beginning of sorrows. It's happening now. We're already in them. So I'm seeing Esau coming to work and certain Jakes, and they're just depressed, man. We're in that. They're taking medication. There's Edomites I know on medication, Yasharallah, because they say everything that's happening is bringing them a great anxiety. And I'm just like, man, call how long you how about y'all shot for this truth. Cause I'm like, I'm good over here. But they're panicking, they bugging out. So this is 2nd Ezra 16 and 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days. That's what Ezra was saying, because he know how bad it's gonna get. And we know who's gonna deliver us in these days. So we can answer that question. In verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. That great death going to be a lot of pestilence is about to be spread. And the famine. It says, the beginning of wars and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when those evils come? And see, we can answer that. We know what to do. Pray and keep the faith and be circumspect and believe on Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That's what we're going to do in these evil days. So we can answer those questions now. And it said right there, a great death and beginning of wars. We're on the verge of World War III. Really, it's already started. This ain't gave a name to it, but it's already started. And it's going to just get ugly as things, progress in the spirit. It's going to get real ugly. And I'm going to read verse 19. It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Amendment for what? For all this wickedness that's been going out. All the satanic stuff that Esau been spreading out. And then Jake been accepting it, the 2/3. They've been accepting all of this mess. And that's why the plagues is coming out. This tribulation, this anguish, all that is coming out. And it's going to start in pestilences. I'm just waiting on them to report some cases over here in Babylon the Great, USA. Scare the people. And just had them going crazy. And I bet you they already got some juice ready to drink on. So people can get their false sense of security. He is going for a depopulation agenda. That's why all these things are happening. That's the Lord sending these scourges and these plagues. And all of this has been done for amendment. The Lord wants to get his hopeful leg back. So now he just got to run the plagues and get rid of all the undesirables. And get rid of Esau. That's what's happening. And they got it where they trying to run anything to scare the American public, man. Cyberattacks, pestilences. Man, wait till they cut them lights out and cut the water off. It's really going to be pestilences spreading. Because this is a sick society. It's real sick. Plus, Esau has his laboratories where he cooks up viruses. Resident Evil is just more than a video game. Esau actually does things like that. Cook up viruses. That's Esau Edom. So-called white man is a mad scientist. That's why they say trust the science. No, the hell we not. We're going to trust Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That's what we're going to trust. Trusting the science and trusting your foolishness, your witchcraft. So best believe Esau is not done. They're going to spread. And I'm waiting on them to spread. They spreading stuff that's kind of weak to me. I'm like, you got Ebola on deck. I'm like, why you ain't spread it that? That's way worse. Like, this devil got really killer diseases on deck. They make them in the CDC laboratory. That's why it's crazy to hear the CDC, all the disease guidelines, all this. I'm like, you're the one putting it out. How crazy is that? But the public's waking up. You got Edomites talking about, we not going to listen to you. We not going to comply. So I'm looking like they're going to need their own little military task force to enforce this stuff. The people like, we not going for it. We will not have it. So I'm looking at the poor Edomites and the rich Edomites, and they about to clash. They are about to clash. Because E looks like he's ready to close shop, the elite banking of Edomites, because their time is short. And they about to fulfill prophecy. That's what's happening. Pestilences are going out, like crazy. And they'll use the media to make it bigger than what it is. Just to get that fear going so they'll get you to make that move. But we're going to stay steady. We're going to stay in the house of David. And Lord willing, we evade this like we evaded the last one when we didn't comply. Because they about to run the same thing again. It's another game plan. That's all it is, another play. All these pestilences they spreading are plays. The Cyberattacks is going to be, it's going to piss everybody off. So the time to prepare and getting this truth is now. Very vital. It's now. Because it's about to be straight chaos out here. So with that being said, I hope this has been edifying. I hope it's been informative. I want to say Kwam Yashar Allah and stay locked in because your Yahweh Shah is quickly on the way. Shalom.